Who is Nancy? It's just a name for an iconic little precious... Nope, don't even answer it, because I am not trusting you. Everybody, vote in the comments which one should we do next, Nancy or Pinipon. Since I'm making this video right now, I guess no voting required. We'll just have to wait until I decide to make the history for Pinipon. Today I'm going to do the history for Nancy. It all started in 1973, where the first Nancy commercial was ever born. And by the way, the very first Nancy doll did close its eyes, and it was apparently similar to have similar eyes to Nanuko's. Oh, so is there any babies? Babies are present in Nancy. Sometime in the 70s, they made a poster for the 40th anniversary. As for that, in 1982, they made their own birthday doll. Apparently, the narrator said that it was a doll that was from Formosa. And enough talking about this. I won't explain this in the history of Pinipon, but in 1988, Nancy, along with Barry Gitas and Nanuko, made dolls on the same time that do the same ability, Sunburned. And they were all featured in the same commercial. In 1988, Nancy was starting to get fashionable. Oh, where were you, Stickman? Fashionable, you say? What were you talking about? Nancy Beauty. There are two types of Nancy Beauty. A normal Nancy Beauty doll with the whole body, and a Nancy Beauty styling head, which has several different things you can do to its head. Oh, so a styling head. Do you want to read a story? Not now. Well, welcome to Storybook Land, because in 1994, Formosa announced that they would make storybook dolls for Nancy. For example, there were 3 types of Nancy storybook dolls: Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood. In 1996, apparently, the logo for Nancy, on the other hand, was changed. And there was 2 Nancy dolls in one. One had the iconic Nanuko-related eyes, and one had a different design. By the way, the doll was called Nancy Nancy. Double the name. Everything was going normal, and in the commercial for the Nancy Beauty Center, somehow we get a found English ad. It was during a Cartoon Network commercial break. A gym. I've gotta go train out. Oh, Stickman. Everything was going normal until 2000, when another Nancy commercial in English was found. Oh my god. That was a very funny theme. But in 2007, the theme changed. The logo changed. The dolls changed.
Nancy and Brillos en la Nieve.
Apparently, these were dolls related to snow. 2 years later, they made another Nancy doll with only a 10-second commercial, and the doll has its own bicycle. And there's even some tea and some other tea party related things inside of this picnic basket. Sadly, a bit of the commercial had muted volume, and the commercial might be considered lost media. But in 2010, everything changed. Commercials were now being in widescreen, the logo was updated, but anything didn't change. The Formosa logo was the same, the design for the Nancy dolls were the same, and the voila was kept. Now, Formosa had their own YouTube channel, and now they're posting commercials for several different Nancy dolls on their channel. By the way, if you can't see this is another Nancy doll that closes its eyes like the 1973 one. By the way, it can kiss anything.
Sus besos hacen soñar.
El deseo del cristal.
Por eso todos la quieren besar.
La rana cierra los ojos soñando que es princesa.
Apparently, now let's say the logo has changed, right? I was right.
Chicas, atención a mi cortacorazón. 1, 2, 3. ¡Rompecorazones! 1, 2, 1000 decoraciones. Y le pongo hojas de colores. ¡Hala!
By the way, the theme changed once again. And this is what it sounded like.
¡Wala! ¡Es
Just
Nancy
joking.
Maquillaje!
I gotta go to a different one.
¡Wala! ¡Nancy espía como tú!
Yeah, that's the later theme. I won't show you. You'll have to guess. Actually,
Es la más bonita.
later the theme changed again to the one that you have heard earlier, which was this one.
¡Wala! ¡Nancy espía como tú!
Apparently, there were several different dolls and they started doing Look My Look celebrations. For example, a doll called a Nancy Fashion Show, which is a doll that closes its eyes, just like the 1973 doll, with a real movement. Real movement. Real movement. I'm gonna move. Currently, Nancy is using a good slogan, which I'll show right now. By the way, they just bring back the previous theme, and they stopped using animated themes. And they just made a new doll. That causes their theme and their slogan to get changed.
Nancy, ¿a qué jugamos hoy?
This was introduced in the previous Nancy video.
¿Por qué los mayores ya no saben jugar? Hola, soy Nancy. Soy una niña como tú. Porque cada día puede ser muy divertido. Nancy, ¿a qué jugamos hoy?
And then everything was going normal. Everything happened. Fashionable dolls, babies, imaginable dolls, commercials which has combinations for the ad and a 20-second promotion for Knock Knock Nina, Cola Knock Knock Nina, and other different things about Nancy. Do you get it, Stickman? Okay, then what about Peony Pon? I'll do that tomorrow or when I get more space. Anyways, this was just a short 7-second video. And it was all thanks to Famosa for making me do these. By the way, this video was sponsored by nothing. I don't sponsor anything because this is permanently made for kids.